Good morning, Muses. It is very early July and I am out here to do a garden tour, such as it is. I'm out here in my little orchard. I've got 6 trees and 2 of them aren't doing so good, but the others look okay. So let's start this thing. Okay, this guy. This is one of my apple trees, and it's not doing so well. I think okay, this is the pink lady, so I don't know. I mean, I don't think it's dead, but maybe it just it's not time for it to bloom. This is my fig, and this one bloomed right away as soon as, not bloomed, got leaves on it right away as soon as I put it into the ground. That one's doing okay. There's the duckies back there harvesting. This one is one of my pears, and I'm not sure about this guy. I'm not sure what's going to happen. It just doesn't seem, I mean, again, I don't think it's dead, but my other pear, same type, is looking good, and that one is not, so I'm not sure. Here's a Honeycrisp apple, and that is looking great. I got all these from Stark Brothers. This is another Honeycrisp, and that one is doing great also. This is the other pear, and I noticed this. I don't know if you guys have ever seen this, but I don't know if you can get that in, if it's going to be fuzzy or not. But some of the leaves, the tips of the leaves were turning black, like they were burnt almost. It's weird. So I've been pulling them off, but I've never seen that on a tree before. So I don't know, but that's my pear. And so two of them don't look too well, but the other 4 are okay. I plan on putting some in the fall, some peach trees out there, plum trees, apricots out here, maybe a few nut trees, I don't know, whatever else I can get. And this is our little extra spot down here. You guys, some things just are not doing good, or I should say a lot of things aren't doing so good. These are the watermelon and cantaloupe, and they're not doing good. We've stepped up the watering. My husband Richard watered last night, and I could still see it's damp. So maybe after this I'll water again, because the heat wave is back and it's going to be really hot today. But see, these leaves are just, we've got to water from above because we're hand watering all this. They're just yellow, and this is most of the stuff in my garden. And then you get this guy. This guy looks fine. I believe this is a pumpkin. God, no, I'm not sure. My little markers kept getting disturbed and blown away or whatever. I think these are pumpkins. Orange pumpkins, and these seem to be doing really well. There's some little ones there, some that didn't do so well, but yeah, I think these are the orange pumpkins. These down here, I had some white pumpkins and some blue pumpkins, and I planted these weeks before I planted these guys, and this is how they came up, or they died altogether. Not doing good at all. Not doing good at all. And this is probably 80% or 90% of my garden. It's very heartbreaking. These guys I just planted last week. They seem to be doing okay so far. These are honey nut squash. Planted them from seed. These are spaghetti squash. For about a week old spaghetti squash. It's doing pretty good. Buttercup squash. Got quite a few of those. These are the red curry. I'm not sure how to pronounce it. Kuri squash. I've never grown these. But these came up. And let's see, what are these guys? These are the black futsu, F-U-T-S-U. And these are coming up too. So, like a lot of things, they come up and then they die. So I don't know, they look like they're going to make it, but then they die. Or they just stop growing altogether. This year, my germination rate has been absolutely horrible. I would say more than half the stuff that I planted hasn't come up at all. And then the stuff that I have planted just looks sad like this. These are my bush beans. I did not plant these from seed. I got them at Home Depot, and I'm killing it. These are cucumbers, and this is how my garden is. This is how most of my garden is. They're not growing. They have yellow leaves. So this is the sad affair of my garden. This one looks like it might be growing a little bit, but I don't think so. Because these have been planted for, I don't know, 2 months. And look at them. These are sweet potatoes. They seem to be doing okay. These are, words today. Eggplants that I got from Home Depot, and they were really nice, beautiful, and then boom, they just died. Or almost died. I mean, look at them. They're struggling or just barely holding on or taking their last breath. I don't know. These are red noodle beans. They came up fast. They looked healthy. Now they're starting to turn yellow like everything else. The tomatoes, the last couple of days, the tomatoes seem to be looking a little bit better. But I'm not sure. I mean, they stopped growing for so long, so I don't know. I'm trying to get trying to get my shadow out of here. They should be much, much bigger. I thought they were all going to die. That's how bad they looked. But they're starting to look a little bit better. I don't know why. I mean, we haven't really changed anything except maybe giving them more water. But this compost is absolutely trash. So if any of these things live, I will be shocked. But these are all my tomatoes. I've got some cherry tomatoes down there, some slicer tomatoes, and then these are the Roma tomatoes. And some animal, even with our noisemakers on, some animal came and just bit off the tops. We have deer here, so maybe it was the deer, I don't know, bit off all the tops and then just dropped them. She didn't even eat them. This first year I've grown Roma. I was going to try to make sauce and can them. But, okay, now these are the peppers. Sad, sad state of affairs. These I grew from seed, and they either died or they just stopped growing. My peppers. These ones I all bought from Home Depot, and they're just not growing. I don't know, maybe they're starting to look a little bit better. No, maybe not. I mean, they're not growing, and it's been plenty hot enough. I'm so sad about this, you guys. These sad peppers. Oh, I even got a pepper on it. Oh. This is my ancho pepper. These guys were cayennes. I was going to try to make red pepper flakes. Yeah, I don't think they're going to make it. Sad, sad state of affairs. I keep planting different flowers in here at the ends to try to bring in some pollinators, but they keep dying, or they'll sprout and then they'll never grow. I got milkweed here. It sprouted a while ago, a couple of weeks ago, but it's not growing. I don't know. More of the red curry squash. At least it sprouted. These are my potatoes. I don't know if they're doing very good or not, because I've never really grown potatoes before. I mean, last year we grew potatoes in a bucket, and they did okay, but I've never done it in a row. Right over there is our onions. I'm not sure. I think they should be bigger by now, growing more vigorously, but they're not. I've got the purple magistry, I think that's what they're called, down on this side, and then this side are all the Yukon Golds, and they did not do very well at all. Didn't hardly ever come up at all. These are yellow onions, and those down there are red onions. One thing that is doing good is the asparagus and the bare root strawberries. Both of these doing good. The beets, I've replanted them probably 3 times. These I just planted at the beginning of the week. These little tiny ones. It was the beginning of the week, or maybe the end of last week. These I planted a couple of weeks ago, but I mean, they come up, if they come up at all, they come up kind of scraggly. Even the zinnias, they're just really struggling. Stray carrot there. These are, these are the orange carrots. One good one. But they're not growing. I planted these, I don't know, 6 weeks ago. They're just not growing. There's some black carrots. These are growing a little bit better, but still. Let's see. What did I have in here? I had pink celery in here. It never came up. Yeah, see, there's the tag. It never came up, so I planted something else, and I can't remember what it is now. Probably broccoli or something. I've replanted this like 3 times because either it doesn't come up or it comes up and it dies. So I think that's my one broccoli plant that came up. Candy stripe zinnias, but they just kind of stopped growing. Same way with these are honey nut squash, and that's what they did. They came up like that and stopped growing. Brussels sprouts never even came up. My I just kind of ran out of space, so I put these blackberries in here, and they're dying. Radishes, these are my radishes, you guys. They came up, they started turning funny colors, and then they stopped growing. Parsnips, that's it. These are pole beans. I think pole beans. They came up and then they just started dying. and then more of this stuff. This is my kale. I mean, come on. Kale is pretty easy to grow. Not for me this year. Kale, cabbage, the cosmos that I planted as soon as we got here. We've been here about 6 weeks now, I guess. And that's as much as they've grown. More cabbage. Spinach. Spinach has always been hard for me to grow. I think it's too hot here. But, I mean, you think it'd be better than that. It'd be growing quicker. And I don't even remember what this was. The little tag is missing. And this is my row of herbs. And, I mean, they look better than they were, but they're still not growing. So, I don't know, you guys. I've replanted this chamomile like 3 times. I've replanted the echinacea twice. They're just not coming up at all. Over there are my berry bushes. And that could have been my fault. That's probably my fault. I just took too long to get them into the ground. I didn't have the space, so I had to just put them off to the side until I had time and energy and a spot to put them. The blueberry seems to be doing okay. So I'm sitting here with my little duckies in their duck yard under this beautiful shady tree. So what to say about my garden? I've been crying about it. I've been pretty depressed about it. Yesterday I was thinking, well, you know, I don't know, would it have been harder just not to plant this year and wait? What should we have waited until next year, until we cleared some space up on the back 2 acres and were able to put together some planting boxes and source some better compost? Would that have been less painful than spending all of this back-breaking time and money on getting these planting beds as soon as we moved in, and only to have 90% of my garden die or really struggle? Yeah, I think it's harder to have things die. But it's like all the lessons that I have to learn have to be the hard lessons. Like it has to hurt for me to learn a lesson. I really, really wanted to get in here and move into the house and get some planting areas established and get them planted. So I rushed, and I don't know. I think, well, I know for sure that there's something wrong with the compost. I don't know what it is exactly, or maybe it's a combination of things. But when we went to look at the compost, the guy told us that, oh, well, it's got some plastic in it. And we went and looked at it, and we're like, oh yeah, okay, I see some like plastic bags that were cut up or something in it, but it can't be in all of it, right? And how much could it be? Well, yeah, it has a lot of plastic in it, and not only plastic, but metal pieces of something, I don't know. And it's really dry, really, really dry. I remember watching a video, God, it's been a while, last year, a year before maybe, on one of Joss's videos on Roots and Refuge about hydrophobic soil, and I think that's what we got. I think that's what we have here. I don't know if compost can, I don't know if you can do that to compost, but I mean, we're watering sometimes twice a day. Yes, we have been watering twice a day, and it's just like dry. I don't know. It looks a little moist right now, but as soon as you like dig your fingers in a little bit, it's dry. And we haven't even gotten our first, we're about due to get our first water bill, and I'm scared, you guys. I'm scared because we've been watering so much. I'm scared of how big the water bill is going to be, because it has not rained. We have not gotten any significant amount of rain here for a while. When we first moved in and we were planting the beds, it rained for days. Like, we were planting in the rain because I wanted to get the stuff planted, and then it stopped. I think it's rained once since then, and no rain. But our grass is starting to die. It's been so dry. So we've been watering the plants a lot. So that compost was just not very good compost. And I think I mentioned this before in another video, but Jess at Roots and Refuge had made that video about contaminated compost that she got. And so maybe that's maybe that's what's going on here too. I don't know. She said that after she had done that video, birds, after she had done that video, so many people messaged her from all around the world saying that they had the same thing with contaminated soil. You know, I don't know. And here we are in southern Indiana, right in the middle of GMO fields. Like, I don't know. I don't know what the answer is, but it's heartbreaking, you guys, to lose almost your entire garden. I don't know. I mean, maybe I'll get some the tomatoes look a little bit better. The peppers, I have no hope for the peppers. My eggplants are done. The herbs, I don't know. The herbs, you know, things like beets and radishes and everything, forget it. I don't know. It's heartbreaking. I've been pretty depressed about it. Had a good cry about it yesterday. But what do you do? I don't know. It's July now, so our first frost date is usually around the first week of November. So maybe I could buy a couple of bags of compost from like Rural King or Home Depot or something, and start planting again some things that grow quickly. But I feel like should I just, you know, concentrate on other things like building my pantry in a different way. I want to look into Azure Standard, making an order in Azure Standard, and I do want to contact a local butcher and see if I can buy like whole animals or half of animals. I'm looking now for a couple, one or two freezers, and maybe I need to concentrate on that, because I'm pretty sure that this year's garden, for at least for the most part, is completely lost. I won't be buying compost from this company again. So I'll be needing to find a good source of compost for next year. And I think next year we're probably, well, in the fall, we're going to try to start clearing some of that 2 acres back there. It is completely wooded, like 100% wooded. So we're going to try to clear some of that and maybe have the garden up there next year. But I definitely want to put them in garden beds, in raised beds. So we'll need to do that. We have quite a few what are they called? cedar trees back there, but I have no idea where to get them milled, like turned into things. Or maybe we can just use the logs. I don't know. We'll have to do some research. It coming into this brand new and not knowing what we're doing and not having a network already set up is hard. We've talked to our neighbor over here, but that's it. We don't have any other, we haven't talked to any other neighbors. I don't know any other homesteaders or any farmers in the area, and that's probably where I've messed up. I should have contacted them somehow first and got to know them. But you guys, I am a huge introvert. I am an introvert plus an ultra introvert, so it is hard for me to just go up and start talking to people. So all things that I need to kind of work around, because I'll always be an introvert, so these are things that I'll need to work around. But there it is, my garden tour of very early July to 2022. It is a sad state of affairs. I probably lost most of my garden this year, but my duckies are happy. We see them in the background. They're happy. The chickens, the baby chicks, they're getting really big. My husband's almost done. Richard's almost done with the chicken coop. We were going to do chickshaw, Justin Rhodes style chickshaw, but we needed to change it a little bit because these are pretty steep. It's a pretty steep area here, and there's no way that we could like personally haul it up here, and we don't have any side-by-sides or four-wheelers or anything like that, let alone a tractor. So we're just gonna have to use my Jeep. I do have a Jeep. We'll just have to use my Jeep to run it around. And we found someone selling a small trailer. So my husband bought that last week and built the chicken coop around that, so that we'll just be able to pull it around with my Jeep. And these guys should be out this weekend, out of the shop. They're stinking the place up, and they're getting too big and they're overcrowded. So I'll be making a video about that when they come out. And our second ducks and our geese are also getting big, and they should be ready to come out. Probably not this weekend, probably next weekend. We've had them with these guys a couple of times. Even one of the geese, and the goslings are almost as big as these guys now. They're growing really fast. But these guys just they won't tolerate her right now. So I don't know. Have you guys had that problem? Leave a comment below to let me know. Oh, I don't know, because I cannot stand when they're mean to her. I love those goslings. Well, I've got two of them, one for the chickens and one for the ducks. So I don't know. This has been a long video. Thanks for sticking with me, you guys. Thanks for your interest in Dryad Hollow Homestead, or if you watch my writing videos, thank you for being interested in my writing. I'll be making another video about my update on my health journey, so I'll be looking forward to that. And of course, more homesteading videos. Look at these guys. They're so cute. They've got mud on their beaks. Okay, well, thank you guys for hanging out with me today. Thank you, muses. Check back for more videos about my writing, about homesteading, about my health journey, and just what I'm doing in my life. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with me. I know that you could spend your time other places. Please remember to like, share, and subscribe, and hit that little bell, and you'll get notifications when I upload. Thanks, guys. I'll see you later. Bye.